Yet it eventually did go wrong for Westinghouse and Toshiba. Westinghouse went bankrupt, which led to Toshiba selling the nuclear services unit to Canadian asset manager Brookfield in a $4.6 billion deal to avoid its own bankruptcy. So the question we ask here is, what caused Toshiba to sell the Westinghouse unit? There are many different reasons leading to the downfall of Westinghouse, which we may never discover, but the first given is that prospects for nuclear power dimmed during the 2000s because oil and renewable energy costs declined. And as many of you know, the infamous Fukushima nuclear accident, which happened in Japan in 2011, would also hurt the industry's reputation. In addition to that, there were two nuclear plant projects for Westinghouse to build 4 of its AP1000 reactors in the south of the United States. Unfortunately for Westinghouse, long delays and soaring costs led to big losses. And one of those projects at the VC Summer plant in South Carolina, which you can see in the right bottom, was abandoned back in 2017. However, the other project in Georgia is still going ahead after the state regulators gave their approval, despite many complaints that it is an uneconomic way to meet future electricity demand. All these negative environmental developments and financial losses for Westinghouse jeopardized Toshiba's ability to continue as a going concern, which finally led to Toshiba selling the unit to the Canadian company. In the lecture, we learned a couple of things that are applicable to this case. We learned the difference between a merger and an acquisition. In an acquisition, a larger acquirer buys and integrates a smaller target. And in a merger, two relatively equal-sized firms join to create a new firm, which you can see on the right of the slide. And in this case, Toshiba, when they acquired 77% of Westinghouse in 2006, had a quarterly revenue of around 13 billion, and Westinghouse in 2006 had a quarterly revenue of about 260 million. So we can conclude that this is an acquisition and not a merger between two firms, because Toshiba, the bigger firm, acquires Westinghouse, the smaller firm. Further, we learned there are a couple of problems with mergers and acquisitions. The first problem is the cost of integrating, which consists of 3 elements: financial, managerial, and business costs. Business costs are costs of delays, disruptions, and loss of talent. And as we learned from this case, Westinghouse failed, among other things, due to long delays and soaring costs in 2 of their nuclear plant projects in the southern USA. So according to the theory, we can say that Westinghouse eventually underestimated its business costs, which in this case are the costs of delays and disruptions. The second and last problem with acquisitions and mergers we learned in the lecture is that expected benefits from the deal are often overestimated. In this case, Toshiba overestimated the benefits of the deal of acquiring Westinghouse. They did not take into account that delays and unexpected events will arise during 2 of their projects in the US, and this of course does not benefit the firm. The lecture implies that Toshiba's managers probably did not foresee the problems because of bounded reality. This term insists that people are not able to foresee all possible outcomes. In this case, the managers did not foresee the problem of a loss of reputation in the industry and the huge delays and unexpected costs in nuclear power plant projects.